Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of stretching, very light core work. We're going to slow it down a little bit, a lot of hip openers, a lot of movement of the spine. And we're going to start out with our feet planted on the floor. We're just going to sit up tall. We're going to place the palms behind your thighs and relax the shoulders down and back from the ears. Take a breath in. As you exhale, keep the feet planted into the floor. We're just going to round the spine, pulling into the thighs, and then inhale, lifting back up into that extension of the spine. And we're going to do a couple like that. So we exhale, round the spine, inhale, back up into that neutral spine position. Let's do two more. And then back up through center. Then we can just relax here for a second. I want you to take the arms behind the head, sitting up a little bit taller. We're going to round back just halfway, and we're going to exhale, twist to the right. And then come back to the center. We're going to exhale, twist to the left. We're going to take two more to each side, exhaling to twist. One more to each side. Last one to the left. I'm going to come back to center, round up to seated, bring those arms right back to the thighs. Stretch your legs nice and long. Take a breath and reach down towards your toes. A nice stretch of the upper back. You can flex and point the toes a couple times to stretch it out behind the thighs. And then we're going to make sure we're at the edge of our mat. Just round it down one vertebrae at a time, all the way down onto your mat. And then once you're on your mat, let's bend the knees and let the feet just rest on the floor. From here, I want you to go ahead and take your arms, reach them all the way up and back, and just give yourself a nice long stretch through the upper spine. You can tilt the pelvis forward and back to deepen the pressure of your spine into the mat. And then we're going to take our left arm forward and keep our right arm back. And then we're going to switch. Just switching through the shoulder blades, nice stretch. Pressing that low back down into the mat to draw the ribs in. And then we're going to take the opposite arm, bring it all the way back, pause here. We're going to go right into that articulating bridge, scooping yourself up one vertebrae at a time and then melting the spine down. We're going to do two more like that. Scooping up, melting down. Really stretch the fingertips away from the hips. One more. And then we'll take the arms, go ahead and relax the palms into the mat. We're going to cross our right ankle over our left thigh. Really press into that thigh to open it up. And then we're going to exhale, lift up into a bridge, lower down. So every time we lift up the hips, we're going to stretch a little bit deeper into the right hip. And you still want to lift both hips evenly as you lift. We'll come all the way down. We're going to switch. We're going to take that left ankle, cross it over the right thigh, press into the thigh to open up the hip a little bit. And then we're going to come up into that bridge and lower. So each time you lift up, you're going to press into the hips to really stretch into that left hip. Last one. And then we'll come all the way down. We're going to draw the knees into the chest, pull it in, give it a little circle for a massage of the low back. And then we're going to reverse out and around. And then you can place the feet down on your mat. We're going to bring that right knee into the chest, stretch the left leg long onto the mat, and really press the left thigh down into the floor. Take your right hip and open it down towards the floor. Bring it back to the center. Stretch the leg up to the ceiling, and then we're going to switch. Bring that left knee in, pull it in for that stretch. Open it out to the side, open the hip, come back to the center, stretch it up to the ceiling. We're going to pull this knee into the chest, curl it up if that's in your practice today. And we're just going to go into our single leg stretch. Just for some light core engagement, switching here. You can keep the head down if you need to. If you want to take it a little bit lighter today. And we're just stretching through the leg, pointing the toes for each stretch there. We're going to do one more on each side. And then we'll place the feet down, pause here for a sec. I want to take the left leg, stretch it long, and just take this right knee across the body. Turn my head in the opposite direction. You can even stretch this right leg to deepen the stretch behind the knee if you want to. And then come back to the center. We're going to switch to the other side. And just give it a little twist. Turning your head. You can stretch this leg, point and flex the toes if that feels good. And then come back to the center. We're going to bring the knees into a tabletop. And if you want to curl the head and chest up, you can, or you can just bring the opposite arm over. We're going to curl up, stretch the opposite leg, come back to center, curl up and stretch. Stretch and reach. And reach. And reach. One more to each side. And then we'll come back to the center where we'll just draw the knees into the chest. Stretch both legs up to the ceiling. Point and flex your toes. Bend the knees. Curl yourself into a tight ball. We're going to exhale, stretch. Inhale, draw it back in. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, draw it back in. And if you'd like, you can keep the head down as a modification. If chest lift is not in your practice today, that's an option. We'll do two more. And then we'll relax all the way down. A little bit of a spine twist there to break it up a bit. And then we're going to just grab behind the thighs, round up to seated. I'm going to come to facing sideways or lengthwise on my mat. I'm going to have my right leg crossed in front or flexed in front, and my left leg is going to be flexed back. Now we're going to take our right hand down to the mat. Left arm's going to go out to a T. We're going to go right into our mermaid. Reach up and over for that lateral bend. And we're going to take it over to the other side. Stretching into the left hip. And over to the other side. And over to the other side. One more to each direction. And the other side. Perfect. Let's come back to the center. We're going to go into a rotation. So we're going to reach over to this side. You can bring both hands over to the side. And then you can take it over to the other side for a twist. So now we're in a rotation to the left and to the right. You can also take the arms up into our hug a tree arms if you want to add more oblique work here. So it's your choice if you want to add that oblique work or if you just want to go into more stretching into the hips. You can choose how you want to practice today. Just flipping over to each side, little twists. And then we're going to take both hands over to this right side, lower down into this right hip. Lift, I'm going to tuck the toes and come back to center. Take my hips up to the ceiling. And then I'm going to bring my right leg through for a pigeon. So I'm going to take a little fold down, stretch into that. And then I'm going to come back to center, tuck the toes under, send the hips up, and then bring the left through for pigeon on this side. And then I'm going to tuck the toes through, stretch it back, hips up to the ceiling. This time I'm going to bring myself down to all fours. And I'm going to bring my forearms down for this one. We're going to do a little stretching and hip mobility work here. So the first thing we're going to do is take the left leg, stretch it back, really press through your forearms so you're lifted in the belly. And we're just going to send the hips back to press into your left heel and then forward. Back to press into your left heel and then forward. So you should feel a stretch in the calf all the way up to behind the knee. And we're going to come back to center, bend the knee so we can lift up to the ceiling. We're going to open out to the side and then take it back to the center. In, up, out, and around. So working through the full mobility of the hip. One more. And then take it back around. Pause here. We're going to stretch that leg up, point the toe, and bend. Point the toe and bend. Point the toe and bend. Last thing here, we're going to take that knee to the inside, open it back out. Lift, inside, open it back out. Two more. Lift, inside, open back out. Last one. Lift, inside, open back out. Take the knees wide. A little stretch into your child's pose. And then we'll come back to the center. Let's do all of that on the other side. So now we're going to stretch the right leg back on the toes. And we're just going to send the hips back just to stretch into that calf. Send the hips back. Stretching into your calf on this right side. One more. And then let's bring it up into that donkey position, donkey kick position, where we're going to open the hip out, back up and around and in. Lift, open, out, around and in. Lift, open, out, around and in. Lift, open, out, around and in. Good. We're going to lift, stretch the leg, bend and flex. Bend and flex. Bend and flex. Bend and flex. Last one, we're going to bring it in, take it outside, in and around. Lift, take it outside, in and around. Two more. Lift, take it outside, in and around. Last one. Lift and around. Bring the knee down. We're going to have the knees nice and wide. Stretch it out. And then we can round the spine forward, stretch it out. We're going to take the right arm through into the other side, bringing that shoulder down. And then let's take it over to the other side, bringing this shoulder down. And then we'll come back to the center. We're going to come up to seated and we're going to switch our mermaid position. So now the opposite leg is flexed in the front. And let's start off with our mermaid. So we're going to reach it up and over and then to the other side. Reaching it up and over and then to the other side. You can take it slow or a little bit faster, making sure that you're breathing through the stretch. And we come back to center where we'll go into those rotations. So you can work into the obliques to twist, or you can place your fingers down to the floor if you need a little bit more of a calm stretch today, a little less ab work if you're more fatigued from the rest of the exercises we did this week. You can slow it down a bit, or you can bring the arms out and add in a little more oblique work. We're going to do two more, one to each side. And then let's bring the hands down to this side, and we're going to sweep the legs back, send the hips up to the ceiling. This time we're going to bring our right leg through, left knee down to the floor, And then from here, I want you to place your left palm onto the floor. Reach your right hand up to the ceiling, open the chest. Place your right hand down, take your left up to the ceiling, open the chest. Place both hands down. We're going to send the hips back, flex the foot, and stretch into your right hamstring. Perfect. We're going to come back to center, place the palms down, step that foot back, hips up to the ceiling, and then we're going to bring the other foot through. Knee is going to come down, and then we're going to take that hand to the inside, open the hip on this side, and then place the hand down. We're taking it open to the other side. And then we're going to place both hands down, straddle the foot, send the hips back. You can flex the foot to get a little deeper in that stretch on the side. And then we'll come back to center, place the hands down, send that leg back, hips up to the ceiling. Forward to your plank. And back up to your pike. Forward to your plank. We'll send the knees down. Sit the hips back on the heels, and we're here for that child's pose. And then let's come to all fours. We're going to finish up with some cat-cow. So we're just going to round the spine and curve the spine. Round the spine and curve. One more, rounding the spine and curving the spine. We'll come back to neutral, send the hips back, where we can come up to seated or sitting back on our heels. We're going to take a breath up, reach the arms up overhead, lateral bend to the right, and then a lateral bend to the left. Back to the center, you can place your palms onto your thighs, round the spine. Curve the spine a couple times. Last one, round the spine and curve the spine, coming back up to center, where you will be all done this quick stretch. I hope you're feeling really good after this quick stretch, whether it's early morning or late evening. This is great for your body to kind of mix it up in between our heavier, more challenging workouts. If you are part of our 21-day challenge, I will see you tomorrow. You're doing really good. You're staying consistent. We have a few more days left until we're finished. If you're new, I would love for you to go back and try some of the other videos from this challenge, or maybe start from the beginning and see how it goes for you. I will see you guys tomorrow, and thanks for watching.